Hello, my name is Sharon and you're watching Disney Channel.
Okay, so now we're here at our handy dandy, I don't know, maybe laptop or computer or whatever. So basically, here we have my first six conversions, which is basically either cups, teaspoons, or ounces, which is then converted into grams and then into moles. So for here we've garbanzo flour, which is then converted into 29 point. So we start out with 1 cup of garbanzo flour, then it gets converted into 29.3564 grams of garbanzo flour, and then finally into 1 mole of colonnade, which is the mole of the other substance. And then what we do is we multiply the top divided by the multiplication of the bottom, and that gives us 9.558 moles of colonnade. And then here for number 2, it's the same process. So 1 tablespoon of lemon gets converted into 18 grams of lemon, which then leads to the new substance, and then that 1 gram of acetone is converted into 1 mole of acetone. So basically that right there, with the multiplication divided by the multiplication of the bottom, like the multiplication of the top divided by the multiplication of the bottom, gives us 0.3681 moles of acetone. Then, stay with me here, we have 1 cup of onions, right? And that is converted into 44.849. Let me find it right there. 44.849 grams of onion. And then finally, we get switched into rhodium, and then finally that is converted into 1 ml of rhodium. So the multiplication of the top again divided by the multiplication of the bottom row gives us 3.9786 mLs of rhodium. Then number 4, it's the same process again. We have 3 tablespoons of glucose, then this is converted into 18 grams of glucose. Then we switch to pyruvate, 1 gram of pyruvate, and then we find the grams, which is 12.2 grams of pyruvate, and then we end up with 1 mole of pyruvate. So we converted like so from tablespoons to grams and finally into moles. And then we multiply the top divided by the multiplication of the bottom. That gives us 4.4262 moles of pyruvate. Oh yeah. Okay, so then next we have 1 cup of cilantro. So that gets converted into 22.4 grams of cilantro. Then we go to 1 gram of petsum, because from gram to gram, and then we go from 1 gram of petsum to 1 mole of petsum. And then we multiply the top column, and then divide that by the multiplication of the bottom column. And with that we get 9.8079 moles of petsum. Yay! Okay, finally last one. We have 1 tablespoon of salt, right here. And then that, no. We get 18 grams of salt, and then, so for the last one, we have 1 teaspoon of salt. So with 18, that gets converted into 18 grams of salt. Then we convert grams to grams, so it switches to 1 gram of granite, and then granite goes to 46.89 grams of granite, and then that turns into 1 mole of granite. So what we do is we multiply the top row, and then divide that by the multiplication of the bottom row, like so, and then we get 0.3839 moles of granite. Okay, now here we are. We're on to the chemical reaction. So in my food, we have glucose, which is basically sugar, and this is converted into 2 pyruvate. You want to know why? Oh, by the way, before I tell you why, C6H12 and O6. That is the chemical formula for glucose, and 2C3H4O3 is basically 2 pyruvate. So the reason why is, you guessed it, glycolysis. So glycolysis here is basically the breakdown of glucose by enzymes, and this releases energy and pyruvic acid. So that's how we got that. And then I would assume the chemical equation to be the same as the chemical reaction as it, because both of them are very valid. Yes. Okay, now on to the back. Here we have our limited reactant. So I didn't do much work here. but basically, the limiting reaction is the amount of or substance that we have the least of. It runs out the least, like it runs out the fastest. So I had sugar. I had 1 teaspoon of sugar, and I didn't for each one, and I kind of ran out. I didn't have as much as I had for every other item. The ratio of me having sugar and probably cilantro or onions, lemon, garbanzo, or salt. Probably a 1 to 2 ratio because I didn't have much of sugar at all. It was like probably half of everything else. So yes, glucose or sugar. Yep. So now on to the product. Hey guys, what's up? So this is the batter used to make the chilla. So yeah, thank you. So this is a paste, and it's made with garbanzo flour, cilantro, salt, and red pepper, and it's mixed with water to create a smooth paste. So next, we let it stay there for an hour. This is my grandmother. She will be helping with making this amazing food.
I heat the fry pan, add some coconut oil, when the pan is hot. Mix small fry pan, small pancakes, just enough for bites for kids.
So now she's flipping. Yes. Now it's delicious.
Yummy chilla. That tastes delicious. You guys should try some.